All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the Retrospective Paths Podcast. Today, I have with me Brooklyn Jones, comedian, actress. The list goes on.
I do a lot of things, man.
Are you in LA still?
Yeah.
Oh,
I still
okay.
live in
So,
LA,
so
girl.
you're
I
still
ain't
in.
going nowhere.
Oh, okay, perfect. So Brooklyn and I, we go. How many years? Like, it's been a minute since we've
At least like
we met.
6 or 7-ish.
I think more
Before
than
the
that.
pandemic, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I
Yeah.
left Kimmel at the end of 2018.
Yeah. So it was
And we
before that.
booked you, I think, years before that, right? Like 2015, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah.
So like 10
Wow,
years.
10 years.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so thank you for being on the show. I follow your content.
Thank you
If
for
you don't
having
follow
me.
Brooklyn, you need to.
Yes, it's Brooklyn Jones. Follow me at It's Brooklyn Jones.
But I've always been a fan of your content. Like
Oh,
like
thank
you
you.
make me laugh. So
Thank
and I
you.
also noticed that the stuff that you create, it's very thought-provoking, but like in a funny way. You do your own twist on it, which is like that's my interpretation of it
Yeah,
anyway.
thank you.
So
Talk about the
let's
same things, like comedians, a lot of us, we see the same things and we talk about the same things, but we all have our different points of view. So yeah.
yeah. Yes. And right now I feel like it's so important to really to laugh. So we can
Oh,
get
for
into that
sure.
later.
Yeah, I've gotten so many people commenting like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for this. I needed this laugh. Oh, I needed to laugh so
Yes.
bad. I was like so upset or depressed all day, and then I came across your content and it made me laugh so much. It made me feel better. Comedians are important. Laughing is important, especially like
Oh,
during these days. So I'm grateful to have
no,
that
totally.
gift and be able to share it.
And it's God given, or whoever any you guys believe. It's a
Yeah.
talent. Like, because not anyone. I think it just comes naturally. And
Yeah.
I had a friend on here, Patrick Keene. I don't know if you guys know each other. He's in the comedy scene as well. But he like it's just I love hearing about your guys' like process and how you do
Hmm.
things. And I don't know how you get up there and just work the room. And anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
yeah. So let's dive in. Why comedy?
Why comedy? So first of all, I've always been a comedian at heart. I was the class clown in
I
school.
love
I
it.
think the first time I ever realized how good it feels to make people laugh, I was in elementary school. And there was this boy, I think I was in like the 3rd grade, and there was this boy in my class. He had a black eye for some reason. I have no idea why. But he tried to make fun of me for something at the lunch table. We were all at lunch. I don't even remember what he said, but he said something rude to me. And I said, "Shut up, you black eyed pea." And all the kids,
Sorry.
that was my first roast. All the kids started cracking up and they were like, "Ah, black eyed pea." And I was like, "Oh my God, everybody's laughing." Like it just felt so good to make everybody laugh, especially after somebody tried to come
Yeah.
for me.
Exactly.
And yeah, but I didn't become a comedian, young. I started out as a rapper because I come from a musical family. So I was a
Okay.
rapper for a long
Oh, I
time.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was doing pretty well at it. Like I was a pretty good rapper. I was like doing ciphers, which are like these underground gatherings of rappers that just go around and like rap. Somebody puts on a beat,
Yeah.
and then each person takes a verse, and everybody goes around. And I was coming out with like little demo CDs, and I was on mixtapes and stuff like that. And then I got on BET's 106 in Park, and it was like a Freestyle Friday rap
Okay.
battle. So I won twice, and then the third time, for some reason, I got nervous when I got on
Uh-huh.
stage, and I completely drew a blank. Like I forgot what I was gonna say.
Whoa.
I The beat came on and I just froze. So I froze on camera in front of millions of people. My words did not come out. And then the other guy just like he raps and roasted the shit out of me and I lost. And they tried to disqualify him because he like cursed or something, and you're not allowed to curse. But for some reason they let it slide. But believe it or not, even though I was upset with myself for drawing a blank and losing that way,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of glad they let him slide because I really didn't want to come back the next week. Because honestly, being on that show was stressful. It was stressful. So
Okay.
like each time I won, I'm like, shit, I gotta come back and do this again. Like it was really hard because it was like, I mean, it's stressful alone being on TV in front of millions of people. Then you're forced to like
Right.
rap. You have to rap battle in front of somebody. And rapping, A rap battle is basically like, you know how we do the comedy roast in the Comedy Store? It's like a comedy roast, except you have to do it on beat and it has to rhyme. It's basically the same thing. So you're
That
getting
doesn't
up
sound
there to
easy.
do a roast battle on beat, rapping, and then it's Freestyle Friday, and the whole audience is teenagers. Teenagers are like stressful people to be around anyway. You know what I'm saying?
They
And
are.
it's like, even though like I'm on the show kind of as a guest because I'm rapping, they didn't put us in like a green room or no, they threw us in there with the audience. So it's like 100 teenagers and me and the person I'm rapping against. So the first week was fine because nobody knew who the hell I was. They just thought I was another teenager, right? But then I won the week previous. So next week when I come in, everyone knows who I am. So everyone's like talking to me. But don't get me wrong, they were dope because they were very supportive. They were like, yo, you killed it last week. You're going to kill him this week. Like it was very supportive. But like when you're trying to focus and get your mind right before something like that, you want to be secluded so you can like think and be like, what am I going to say?
Get in the zone.
Yeah, like, you know, try to think of some funny stuff to say, and you kind of see the person that you're going to rap against. So you kind of size them up and try to look for stuff about them that you're going to say about them. So like, I'm trying to freaking think here, people, and they're talking to me. I'm like, shut up. But I can't say that because they're supporting me. So I'm like, yo, you know, so I'm like, shit, I got to deal with all these teenagers. It felt like being in a high school lunchroom, you know? Then you go up there and you do your rap. And the second time I won, it was against this girl. And my rap was dope because I started rapping about her, but then I started speaking in Pig Latin in the rap, which was dope.
No.
I don't think anybody ever did that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was dope. So I won that one, but then I'm like, oh shit, I got to come back and do this shit again. So I come back. Wait, can you curse on here? Because I'm just cussing.
Yeah, you could curse.
Oh, okay. So I come back the next week, and again, everybody's supportive. They're dapping me up. And then, like, it just became really overwhelming for me. And then when I got up there, I was just so overwhelmed by, like, the pressure of it all. And I just couldn't handle the pressure in the moment. And I got on stage. The freaking lights were hot. Steve Harvey was up there. I just
love
got
Steve Harvey.
in my head too much. And I was like, where the hell am I? What's going on? I didn't know if I was coming or going. And the beat came on and I was like, Duh.
So what do they do? Do they like edit it out or do you?
No, you just choke on TV and then they put it on there and then you're like, and then there was like a BET of the year or something like that. And they started talking about like things that happened on BET. And of course, my choking moment was one of them. And 50 Cent was talking about me. He was like, yeah, I remember this one girl. She was up there. She was killing them. She was ripping motherfuckers to shreds every week. And then the third week, she got up there. She choked. And I was like, oh, man. I'm like, damn, 50 Cent talking about how I choked.
Wow.
It was crazy. But I was mad that happened. But I was glad I didn't have to go up there and be under that pressure again.
Yeah. And it's kind of awesome that he brought that up. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like that's bragging rights, even if that, you know?
Yeah. So, but how I got into comedy is it's not stupid, but my thought process was stupid because after rapping for a while, I think I was around like 26 or 27.
Okay.
And I was still rapping. And I hadn't become like a major success or whatever. And I was starting to feel stupid rapping because I was like, I'm too old to be rapping. Now in retrospect, I'm like 26 years old is not too old to be rapping. You could just be getting your career started. Nicki Minaj was like in her 30s and she was rapping. You know what I mean? But at the time, I thought I was old. I'm like, I'm 26 years old. I'm too old to be
why did
rapping.
we think we were old back then?
I don't know.
I thought I was old then too.
Hell. And I was like, I'm too old to be doing this stupid ass rapping shit. I started getting embarrassed. Like when people ask me what I do and I'm like, I'm a rapper. I'm like, this sounds so stupid. And then like so many people were rappers at the time. So I was like, I have to sound like everybody else. I'm a rapper. I was like, I sound dumb as hell. I need to stop doing this rap shit. So I stopped rapping. And then I was like, I don't know what to do with my life. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do or be.
Right.
And that's like the scariest moment in the world when you don't know what your purpose is or what you want to do. So you're just like stagnant. I was like, what the hell do I want to do? And I had gone to college for graphic design. I went to Parsons School of Design for graphic design, but after graduating, I realized I didn't really like it. I was like, I don't want to be a graphic designer. So I was like, I took jobs as like a project manager in the field. Because since I knew what graphic design entailed, I knew exactly the process, how long it took, how long it takes to like design a web page or a magazine cover or whatever, or ad. So I went into that and I was like a project manager and stuff. But I was like, this is not life. Like, this can't be life. I'm not born to be a project
Yeah.
manager. And all my life, I was always hearing, you are hilarious. You should be a comedian. You should be a comedian. I heard that so much, but I never really took it seriously because I'm like, okay, I'm funny, but being naturally funny, just talking to your friends, making them laugh,
Oh, I can't hear it. It's okay.
yeah, but it's different than like getting on stage with prepared material and
Right.
talking and making people laugh. Like, if I'm in the middle of a conversation and I say something funny, that's one thing. But if I'm like have to write something and prepare it, I'm like, I don't know if that's something I can do. But I heard it so
Mm-hmm.
much and I was like, maybe that's something I should do. And I always kind of wanted to be an actress. I never really like pursued it heavy, but it was always in the back of my
Mm-hmm.
mind, like as a dream. Like, whenever I would see like my favorite TV shows or whatever, I'd be like, oh, I wish I could be on here. So I was like, you know what? I'll
Yeah.
give comedy a try. And I went to a comedy workshop with
Okay.
this.
Where at? Where were you in New York
Yeah, I was in New
then, or were
York at the
you?
time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there was like this book in New York that had like classes, like any kind of class you wanted to take. It was in like this book. It was like you could take drawing classes, art classes, comedy workshop. And I was like, "Ooh, comedy workshop. Yeah, I'll try that." It was like $100. I said, I'm gonna do this comedy workshop. What do I got to lose? It was like a
Love
4-week
it.
workshop. And I went in, and I mean, nobody can really teach you how to be funny. You're either funny or you're not. But he taught,
Mm-hmm.
like, his name's Clayton Fletcher. Shout out to Clayton Fletcher. He taught like the business aspect of comedy. He taught the etiquette of comedy. He taught what to do on stage, how to present yourself on stage, how to hold the microphone, how to put the microphone behind you when you get on stage. He also taught how to like formulate the joke and cut out the fluff. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of times when you're telling a
Yeah.
joke, you build it up for too long before you get to the punchline.
Mm-hmm.
So he teaches like, no, cut that out, cut that out. You got to get to the punchline quick, you know? So he would make us get on stage, and get in front of the class and just talk. He's like, think of a topic you want to talk about, get in front of everybody and just talk about it. So I would get up there and I just start talking about whatever BS I was talking about. And people would laugh and
Yeah.
they're like, wow, that's really funny. So then Clayton would be like, man, this is really good. Maybe you should just like trim it down a little bit. So he'll say, okay, take what you said, trim it down. What you just said was 5 minutes. Let's try to get it down to 3 minutes. And then you trim it down and we get back up there and do it again. So by the end of the class, it was really only 3 weeks of class because the fourth week
Mm-hmm.
was the show. So the fourth week, we had to go to a real comedy club, get on stage in front of our family and friends and perform. And this is when I knew that I was
Wow.
on the right
No
track.
pressure.
Right. This is when I knew that comedy was probably what I was supposed to be doing. Because when we were
Mm-hmm.
backstage about to perform at our very first show, none of my classmates wanted to perform after me. Nobody wanted to follow me. They were like, don't put me up after her because she's too funny. I don't think I can follow her. And then the next person was
Wow.
like, well, don't put me after her. Next person was like, well, don't put me after her. And the whole class was like, me either, me either. So I ended up going last. Like,
Yeah.
not the headliner because the
You
teacher.
closed it out.
Yeah, I closed out the students and then the teacher went up. But like, I was like the headliner of the students that day. And I'm like, shoot,
Love
maybe I'm
that.
actually good at this because nobody wants to follow me. And it reminded me of when I was a rapper because a lot of times, like when I was a rapper, people will
Mm-hmm.
underestimate my skills as a rapper because I was a girl. I was young. I was, a young, cute little girl. People
Mm-hmm.
underestimate my skills as a rapper. And a lot of times dudes mainly would really underestimate me. And they're like, oh, you can rap. You call yourself rapping. Let me hear what you got. So I'm like, let me hear what you got. And they're like, nah, you go first. And then I'm going to bust out and kill you with it. And I'm like, all right. Well, I'm going to bust my rhyme. So I would rap. And then I'll be like, all right, now what you got? And they're like, nah, I don't even want to fuck with it no more. Like, they didn't even want to rap after I rapped because like it would intimidate them. Like, oh shoot, I just got like bodied by this little light-skinned girl. You know what I'm saying? So
Love
it felt
it.
the same way as comedy. Comedy
Right.
felt the same way as rap, where I was like, maybe I'm on the right track because people were like, I don't want to follow her.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's how I got into
So
comedy. After that, I just kept doing it.
right. And so you were
Yeah.
in New York, and then so you came out to LA. How long have you been in LA?
I've been in LA for like 11 years now. Can you believe it?
Wow.
I'm like, what
So
the
when
hell
we
have I been
booked
doing all
you,
this time? Yeah.
when we booked you
I was
on
new.
Kimmel,
Yeah.
you were
I
new,
was
yeah.
super new.
Because
And
I
I was
remember I
so,
found you.
you did. And
I
I'm
found
so
you.
grateful to you for that.
Yeah. We booked you as
Yeah.
what was
Cause
it? Was
it's,
it the
yeah, for like a hidden camera. It was like a prank. And he was
yeah?
trying to impress me or whatever. So he was ordering food from various restaurants. And when his delivery guy would come, he would say, look, I want to get into an
Yeah.
altercation with you. And then you break a vase over my head. And then the vase is a breakaway vase. So when you break it, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's going to make me look strong because the vase didn't do anything. And all the delivery guys were like, hell no, I'm not breaking a vase over your head. You know what I mean? And like, we're in this
Those are
nice
funny.
neighborhood. Cousin Sal's like this little
Yeah.
white guy. Most of the delivery guys are like Latino or black guys. They're like, you think I'm going to come to this nice neighborhood and break a vase over some white guy's head? You're going to put me in jail. So nobody was doing it. So we ordered from so many different restaurants, like soul food, Chinese
That
food,
was like
pizza.
a long day of shooting, right?
It was. We were there for like all day.
I remember you guys
So
were there for a while.
yeah, so nobody would fall for the prank. So they were like, what should we do? So I was like, maybe we should do it different where I break the vase over your head because you make me mad and it'll freak the guys out because like I hit you with the vase. And they're like, yeah, that's an idea. Maybe we'll do it. But they ended up not doing anything. So
Right.
it didn't air. And I was so sad because I wanted to be on Jimmy Kimmel so bad. And they were like, we love
know.
you and we think you're great. And don't worry, we're going to book you again for something else. Don't worry. We're going to think of something else. We're going to put you on there for something else. They ain't never called my ass back. Never. I'm still mad at them. Jimmy Kimmel, y'all supposed to call me back. Let me come up there and do stand-up or something. I don't have to be in a prank.
That part.
Yeah. They were like, don't worry. They were so apologetic. They were like, we're so sorry that your thing's not going to air, but don't worry. We're going to get you back up here. They never called me back. That was like 10 years ago.
That was a while ago.
Girl.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing, they ran it during rehearsal because they showed Jimmy, they showed everyone. So I do remember that. Like, and I was like, oh, maybe it's going to air. And then it never did.
It never
But
did,
that was a lot of the bits that happened too.
Nobody fell for our prank. And it was so much fun though. And the pay was really good because they paid me as a principal and a background. Yeah, they paid me.
Actually, yeah.
So I was like, well, thanks for that. But it's like as an artist and as like a personality or whatever, pay is always great. But you really want the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wanted to be on the show, you know? So the pay was great, but I'm like, it would have been better to have been on the shows. But I was grateful for it. I was grateful for the pay, for the opportunity, for the experience. Right. It would have been nice if it had aired.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's still time. I don't think they're going anywhere.
You know what? In retrospect, I'm kind of glad that it didn't air. Like, everything happens for a reason. And
exactly.
When I was on that show, that's when I had my old teeth. I got my teeth fixed since then because I used to have like crooked teeth and I had like gaps in between them. And I had jacked up teeth on that show. So I would have been in front of billions of people.
See, I don't remember that. And I love that you bring that up. I was like, I don't remember that being
It's funny because nobody is like, I don't really remember anything about your teeth. Well, I remember. So I would have been in front of like millions and millions of people with jacked up teeth on Jimmy Kimmel, but it never aired. So nobody will see my old jacked up teeth. Unless they go on my Instagram because there's still, there's still videos of me from before I got braces with my old teeth. So they'll see it, but like it won't be on Jimmy Kimmel. So
I thought
about that the other day and I was like, it's kind of good that didn't air because now when I do make my big Jimmy Kimmel debut, I'll have a fresh, nice set of teeth.
There you go. Manifest that.
Exactly.
There you go. Yep. That's awesome. So then you came to LA.
Mm-hmm.
You act too, though. You've been on some shows, right? Haven't you?
Yes. I'm still like fairly new to acting. So I've been doing like commercials. I've been doing like films, independent films and stuff like that. And I was on the Flex and Shanice show, which is on the Oprah Winfrey Network. And that was a reality show. Yeah, that was a reality show. So initially, I was just supposed to be on there for like an episode or two, but the producers really liked me. So they're like, we want you to be a regular on the show. So by the next season, I was a regular on the show. And even though it's like a reality show, it's still acting because it's a lot of improv. So that was like major improv experience because like on a reality show, you have the basic foundation of what the show's about, but like the moments and the storylines are improv. So you got to improv everything. They don't give you any lines or anything. They're like, okay, so here's a scenario. And then now go. And then you just have to improv the situation. That was like hard because it's like acting, but you freestyle everything. But the show
Wow.
was realistic in the sense that what it was about was true. So it was about Flex Alexander, who's an actor, and Shanice Wilson, who's a
Okay.
singer. She sang "I Love Your Smile."
Remember that
That's
song?
it. Yeah,
Du-du-du-du-du.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So and Flex, he had his own sitcom called One on One on the UPN network. So it's basically about how they were like on top in their careers, and then
Okay.
they like kind of lost everything, kind of went bankrupt. They didn't have anything, so they basically had to
Wow.
start all over. And they were living in this big house. It was hard to pay the bills or whatever, so they moved in all their they moved in Shanice's mom and dad, and then Flex's cousin and Shanice's uncle, like a whole bunch of family members moved in with them to help them out with their kids and everything, but also they were helping them out
Right.
as well. So it was like a give and take. And then
Okay.
I ended up moving in there too. So it was like 10 people living. It was a big house, but once 10 people are living in there, it's not a big house anymore. You know, it was only like a 3-bedroom
Right.
house, or a 4-bedroom house. So that's what the
Wow.
show
So you
was
actually
about.
moved in there.
I did. And that was real because when I moved to LA, I lived with them for a couple of months. So that was like true. I really did live with them. Of course, like parts of the show were embellished because I was acting crazy on the show. Like stuff that I was doing on the show, I would never do in real life. Like I was like going in their closet and wearing Flex's clothes and stuff like that. I can't even fit Flex's clothes, so why would I even do that? But you know, they make you do stupid stuff just to make the show more
Yeah.
interesting. But the realistic part is, I really did live with them when I moved out here because my apartment burned down. That's how I ended up living out here in the first place.
What?
Yeah. So I was living in New York. I had I had just lost my job because I had like a long-term temp assignment. I was working at the Food Network. I loved that job so much. And
Really?
my boss loved me. Like she was the coolest boss ever. She wanted to hire me full time to work at the Food Network, but they were doing like
What did you do
I
at the
was
Food Network?
the production coordinator, print production coordinator. Yeah. So I was responsible for all of the merch. Like if you see like a Food Network t-shirt, a jacket, a water bottle, an umbrella,
Yeah.
anything like that, I was the one that would source that stuff and get it produced. And then aside from that, I was the person that would do real life installments. Like they would have a Food Network booth at the convention center or something like that. So the graphic designers would design what it would look like, right? So they're like, oh,
Okay.
we want a poster here, we want a banner here, or whatever. I would source the banners and get those all printed up. Everything that they wanted, we want a red carpet. I would order the red carpet, the step and repeat, anything that you would see.
Right.
I was responsible for ordering it and sourcing it. And then once we got all the stuff, I would go to the space and oversee them build it to make sure it looks the way the graphic designer laid it out in the sketch. So I'm like, the TVs go over there,
Oh.
step and repeat goes over there, the carpet goes over here, and then sometimes they're like, well, the TV can't go there because there's a beam there. So it'd be up to me to tell them, well, put it over there. You know what I mean? So it was such a fun
Yeah.
job, and I got to travel with it. It was amazing. And my boss, she wanted to hire me so bad, like full time. But then they got some new, you know, how big companies start hiring new bosses to oversee your boss. So he was my boss's boss, and he just didn't like anybody. I don't even think he wanted to keep my boss, but he didn't really have control over her because she was working
Right.
there when Food Network first became a thing. So she was like ingrained in the fabric of Food Network.
Right.
So he couldn't get rid of her, but he got rid of my ass. He was like, yeah, well, somebody's kicking rocks, and today, bitch, is gonna be you. I didn't get to
Wow. So
Yeah. So I didn't get to work there full time. I
okay.
was so sad. And I had applied for unemployment, but the unemployment, there was some kind of discrepancy. So it was not coming through. It took like
Mm.
2 months or more for me to get it. And I was living in an apartment with roommates. Cause you know, in New York, you can like, well, it's like that here too, where you live with roommates. You don't
Yeah.
really know them until you move in with them. You just pay for your
Mhm.
room that you're living in and you share like the kitchen or whatever. So I lived with roommates. And when I lost my job, I didn't have any money to pay the rent. So like I was behind
Yeah.
like a month in rent. And my roommates were so gracious. Like the woman and man who owned the apartment, they were like, don't worry about it. When you get paid, you know, you can give it to us. And I was like, look, when my unemployment check kicks in, I'll just give you all of it because that's how much I owe you. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting. The money did not come. Now they were Dominican and it was wintertime. It was like November, right before Thanksgiving. And in the wintertime, they
Mhm.
leave for the Dominican Republic and they stay there until the weather gets warm again. So they were like, we're out of here.
Wow.
Yeah, they were fancy. They were like, we're out of here, have
I
fun.
love that.
Yeah. So I don't think they were really
Like
worried
back.
about the money that I owed them. They weren't like poor or anything. So they were like, look, girl, when you get the money, just let us know and we'll tell you where to send it. We're out of here. So they left. About 2 weeks later, there was a fire in the building in the apartment above mine. It burned
Oof.
down the whole section where I lived. Like the next day when I went back in there, everything was like wet up and I couldn't even get
Yep.
most of my stuff. Like I was able to salvage some stuff, but I wasn't able to salvage a lot of it. So all I had was like my suitcase and some smoky smelling clothes. Like literally my clothes
Yep.
smelled like smoke for months because certain clothing pieces I still wanted to keep. So I kept washing them, but they still smell like smoke and I would still wear them. And I would show up to places with my friends and they'd be like, why do I smell
Like, who's
bacon all of
smoking?
a something? It smelled like bacon because it was like smoked wood. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And then I got like a new shirt, but then I had a bra that still had like the smoky smell because bras are expensive. And I was like, I'm gonna wash this bra.
Yep.
And put that shit on. This bra cost $70. Like, why do I smell bacon? I'm like, that's my bra. So anyway, I say all that to say, about not even 2 weeks. The fire happened on like a Thursday. I remember it happened on Thursday because I was standing there like, when are they going to hurry up and put this fire
Were you
out?
at the place? Were you
Yeah.
like in the
I
house
was
or in the
in there.
apartment
I
when that
was
happened?
sleeping.
Yeah.
I had stayed up because I'm a night owl. I had stayed up
Jeez.
till like 4 or 5 in the morning and I had just gone to sleep. And I heard noise, banging and screaming but I didn't pay it any attention because I lived in a big building in New York. New York is noisy. And I lived in a Latino neighborhood. So everybody knows like Latino people, they're loud and boisterous. They're playing like Spanish music.
All
so I'm
night.
used to the noise. So I'm like, they
All
need to shut
night,
the
all
hell up.
morning.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all need to shut the hell up. I'm trying to sleep. And I hear banging and then I hear somebody saying, fuego, fuego. That's how I learned what fuego means. Because I'm like, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuego, fuego, Lena. My name is Lena, my real name. They're like, Lena, fuego. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I open the door and they're like, it's fire, you have to get out. I look out the window and all I see is like flames pressed up against the window across from me because the apartment building goes like this. It was like a U shape.
Right.
So I'm on this side of the U.
So
I
you
see
can
the
see
flames
it,
on that side of the U. But what I realize is the flames that I'm looking at are not on that side. I'm looking at a reflection. The flames are actually right above me. So what I'm looking at is the reflection of the flames in that window that are above me. And I'm like, oh, shit. It was like huge.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. So I jump up, I run out. I don't have on anything but shorts and slides and a tank top because I was sleeping. And it's wintertime. So I get out there. That's all I have. I grabbed I don't think I grabbed anything because I'm thinking the house is going down. So I get out there and there's like a fireman and he's like, don't come out here yet because the windows are not exploding. So it's raining glass. So I'm standing inside the building. It's raining glass. I can't come out. The fireman's like, don't come out here yet. It's not safe. So I'm like, well, shit, if I can't come out, let me go back inside and get some clothes on and get my stuff. So I go inside. I put on pants. I put on my coat. I grab my wallet. I grab my laptop and my phone. And then I come back out. And they're like, stay right there. We're going to get somebody to help you come out. Don't come out on your own. We're going to get a firefighter to come help you. Girl, the firefighter that came was so damn little. I'm 5'9".
No.
He was like 2. I was like, where is he? I'm trying to be a damsel in distress.
Let me take you out.
I'm trying to be a damsel in distress. I'm like, ooh, a big sexy firefighter is about to come and carry me out of here. They sent this little Lego man. I was like, I'll wait for the next firefighter. Like, where's the rest of the firefighter? Can you bring the rest of him? And they were like, man, there's no time to play. Come on. And I'm like, oh, all right. Like, I went much to my chagrin. I was like, okay, I guess I'll let you rescue me. So he was so little that I had to bend down. He had like one of those big heavy fire jackets, like his jacket.
Yeah.
He had to put it over me, but I had to bend down to accommodate him to put it over me to get me out of there. But thank you, firefighter,
so they
for
just
saving
let
my
anybody
life.
be firefighters.
Girl,
I
there's
thought
no height requirement. Because I remember I was watching this story, because I listen to like stories on Reddit, and I heard this person on Reddit saying that he wanted to be a firefighter, but they didn't accept him because he was too short. And I was like, you must be 2 feet tall then, or that's a damn lie, because the firefighter that rescued me was like 5'2", 5'3" at the most. He was little as hell. So I was like, maybe they didn't rescue you because you a liar or because you're crazy. But I don't think there's a height requirement because this little ass saved me. Thank you, little firefighter, for saving me, but I could not believe it. I was like, the time I get to be the damsel in distress.
Lego man.
Yeah, he was so little. I was like, I know you're not trying to rescue me.
Oh my God, no, that's
But
You know,
yeah,
and fires are they're
scary.
traumatizing. They're
Very traumatizing. I
traumatizing.
had nowhere to live. I had no
Yeah.
job. I had no unemployment checks. But then here's the kicker: 2 days after the fire,
Mhm.
so the Red Cross came during the fire, and they gave us all like watered
Mhm.
down hot chocolate, a crunchy blanket, and a $50 gift card. And they were like,
Did
"Come
they
to."
give you the hotel, like the hotel vouchers
They
and stuff
gave
like that?
me 2 days at the YMCA. That's it. They didn't give me like a real hotel. I was
They
sleeping
didn't
on
even
like
put you in a
no
because
girl.
I
I was
was a
sleeping on a
kid when I was
cot.
a kid. Yeah, that happened to me when I was a kid. We lived in
Really?
an apartment and and it was crazy. So like one of the our neighbors, it was only like a 4-unit uh apartment building, and she smoked crack and she left her
Damn,
pipe
not the
on the
crackhead.
bed. Yep. And everyone kind of knew. And the thing is, it didn't light our place on fire, but the smoke and the
Mm-hmm.
water
Yeah,
damage was like we could never go back. So
that's how
me
mine
and my mom,
was.
we were homeless for like
Yep,
months. We were
yep,
living in motels.
yep. And I
It's
was in the
traumatizing.
damn YMCA with nothing.
Mhm.
And then the stupid ass Y. Look, don't donate to the Red Cross. They do not help people. They didn't help my ass at all. All they gave me was $50, two
Really?
days at the YMCA, and some watered down hot chocolate. And then they were like, "Come to the Red Cross office, and we're gonna help
Right?
you
Like,
find a
so where
place
does
to
all
live."
that money go? Like, for
The
real, where
the
does all
owner
that money
probably
go?
keeps it because they don't help people. Because I went to the Red Cross office, and you know what they did? They gave me a paper with an address on it. And they were like, "Go here; they're gonna help you." So I go to the paper, and guess where it was? The damn welfare office. I'm like, I could have went to the welfare office by myself. I don't need the damn Red Cross to send me there. You can just walk up to the welfare office.
Wow.
You don't need a reference from the Red Cross. So I go
Mhm.
there, and it was like a special homeless unit for people who were displaced from like fires or disasters. So I go there and I'm
Mhm.
talking to the social worker or whatever, and she's like, "I need your ID." So did I have my ID? I don't even remember if I had my ID. I might have lost it in the apartment, but the ID that I did have didn't have the address of the apartment on there. It was my old address. So they
Okay.
were like, "I need your ID to have the address of the place that you live on it." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have that." And I was like, they were like, "Well, give us your lease." And I was like, "Well, I don't have a lease because I was living with roommates." So the roommates,
Roommates, yeah.
they would have the lease, their names on the lease. I was just renting space from them in the room. And they were like, "Well,
Right.
they need to come down here and bring the lease." And I'm like, "They're in the Dominican Republic and they're not coming back until the summer. And now they're probably never coming back because they don't have anything to come back to." And they're like, "Well, that's too damn bad. If you
Wow.
don't have the lease, you don't have the ID, and you don't have the roommates, then you don't have a place to live." And I'm like, "So y'all just gonna let me live on the street?" She said, "That's up to you.
No.
If you want to live on the street, man, that's up to you. But you
Diabolical.
ain't living in here." And they just put me out on the street. So I was like, the Red Cross did not have, so I called the Red Cross and I was like,
That
"That
makes me
number
so
you
angry.
gave me
Yeah.
didn't help me." And they were like, "Well, that's the best we could do." So that's why I always tell people, don't donate to Red Cross because they don't help. They don't help.
Yeah, right? So it's
They
like
didn't help
it's
me.
kind of like Goodwill too. Like I don't like donating to Goodwill either because I
Mm-mm.
know they do something with all that stuff and they up price
Goodwill is the
trash.
biggest hustle in the world because they're basically getting
They
free
really are.
stuff from people and then selling it for a profit, calling it a nonprofit just because they
Yep.
they give like a few pieces of clothing to like poor homeless people. They're like, "Here's a jacket for a job interview. Okay, we did our good deed." And then the rest of the stuff, they're just pocketing that money. The Goodwill,
Yeah.
that's the most
Because
they
I
do.
go
They'll
in
give
there.
you an outfit for a
Uh,
job interview.
yep. And I've gone in there. I go in there to look at the records because I have little library of records. And I when
Hmm.
I go in there, I'm just like, how are you just selling people's trash?
Yeah.
And then some of it's like $12,
Yeah,
$15.
the Goodwill's expensive now. I don't even go in there. Like I saw something in the Goodwill that was cheaper in Target, and I'm like, they got new ones in Target for
Yeah.
$10, and y'all's old ones that people have used are $15. Y'all must have lost your
Yep.
daggone mind. Because
Yes.
Goodwill used to be fun to browse around because stuff would be like $1, $2. No, not
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. Little treasures, right? So
Yeah.
like I went once and I bought like I don't know, it was like a record, one of those things. But the woman was like, "Do you want to donate to the Goodwill?" I was like, "Donate? I'm buying something from you guys. So
Yeah,
how do
that
I donate on top of purchasing an item?"
exactly.
And she's like, "Oh well, this and that." I was like, "No, I really want to
No.
know how this
The Goodwill is a scam, okay?
works."
There's some scammers. That's why I
We
don't
said what we
donate a
said,
damn thing to
Goodwill.
them. I've the only time I put stuff to the Goodwill is when I'm like, nobody wants this crap.
Right.
Maybe I want to throw it in the garbage, so then I donate to the Goodwill. But if I think
Mhm.
I can make money off of it, I'm not giving it to them. They are some scammers. I
Well,
remember
and
I saw a pair of boots in the Goodwill, girl. It was a pair of
uh-huh.
leather diesel boots, right? They were
Cute.
$100. I was like, nothing in the Goodwill should be $100 unless it's like a car or a laptop or something. Why are you selling a pair of shoes for $100? I was like, y'all are
There'd be a car in
tripping.
the parking lot
Yeah, it said $99 on the bottom, $99.99. So the guy,
for
'cause-
free. They
yeah,
got
so
that.
they had
They got
'em-
that shit for free.
they got it for free, and they're trying to charge $99, and they're not gonna help anybody with it. So they were like, since they were like Diesel brand, you know how like they have this special stuff in like a window cabinet or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I see those boots?
Uh-huh.
So he shows them to me, and I'm like, how much are these? And he's like, I don't know. So he hands them to me. So I'm like, damn, he don't even check. So I looked all around the boots and I saw this at $99. I said, oh, hell no. I peeled off the $99 sticker. I said, these ain't $99. I said, Mister, how much are these? He was like,
Crazy.
we'll take them to the back because they have like a price person in the back who makes up prices for everything. He
And
was like,
who's that person? How do you get that
Rando.
job?
So he takes them to the
Yeah.
back. And the rando prices them. He brings them back to me. He's like, oh, they're $14. How'd they go from $99 to $14? I said, that's more like, yeah, I'll pay $14. I'm not paying $90. For $99, I can get a new
Yeah.
pair of shoes. I'm sure Diesel has sales. And you can get a pair of shoes from that. I was like, I'm not giving y'all $100 for it. If for $100, I
Thievery.
should be able to buy this whole store. I'm the owner of Goodwill now. What the hell y'all talking about? $100. I was like, I can kiss my ass.
I think somebody needs to dive in and do some research on Goodwill. Like, for real. Like,
Right
why?
up on them. They're a scam. They even talk about how the owner
are
of
a scam.
Goodwill is super rich because he makes a profit off of all of the stuff that they sell. They don't pay their employees well. They hire like poor people who are like working for their welfare checks or something. Because I think like
Wow.
if you get cash with your food stamps or whatever, you have to work for that.
Mhm.
So they make them work in the Goodwill. And then I think they hire like mentally delayed people to work in the Goodwill. So they're not
Right.
paying people much to work
Yep.
in there. And they're
Or
selling
like
people,
kids. They'll hire
teenagers.
kids. Like
and they're selling
teenagers.
people's free shit, capitalizing off of it and pretending to help people by going to sites of fires and giving people, that's the Red Cross. But Goodwill probably does that shit too. But Red Cross,
They
they
do
go
too,
to
probably.
fires and give you like a blanket
They're
with the
to
Red
blame.
Cross logo on it so that they can look like they're doing something on the
They're gonna
news.
sell that too. Mm-hmm.
I was like, all of this is
Wow.
a scam. That's why whenever I like go to events and they're like, would you like to donate to this charity? I'm like, hell no, I don't trust none of these charities.
Mm-hmm.
The only charities I trust are Hippo Life, which is a charity owned by my acting coach, Anthony Gilardi. He gives acting classes
Okay.
to people who can't afford acting classes, like poor people and kids and
love
stuff.
that.
They give acting class. Now, that is a good nonprofit. And the Joyful Heart Foundation, which is owned by Mariska Hargitay, she
Love
helps
her.
victims of sexual assault with the Joyful Heart. Those are the
Right.
only two charities that I trust. Any other charities, I'm like, no. Especially like Walgreens.
Yeah.
They're like, would you like to donate your change for the charity? I'm like, hell,
Mhm.
y'all are Walgreens. Y'all are rich. Why don't you donate? Why do you want my money?
Yep. Uh-huh. That's how they get us. And then
Mhm.
it's the ones like I will like round up like for
Not
like
me.
Children's Hospital
Y'all
and
want
stuff
all
like
my
that.
change.
You
I don't
know-
trust them. Nope. You know how much they make at hospitals? They charge you $900 for a Band-Aid. I'm not giving them my money. The Children's Hospital can
For
go there
real.
too. I don't
No,
trust any of them.
I mean, healthcare, that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other show we could
That's
get
a whole
into.
nother
'Cause it's-
scam. America is land of the scams.
It's
Scams.
true. We're living in this like, it's so funny. My son, he was like, how come there's only 48 hours in a weekend? Like he's 7
Yeah.
years old and he's already thinking like this. I'm like, because this is what
Yeah.
they've carved out for us as a society.
Yeah, making kids go to school all day Monday through Friday is just preparing them for the workforce. That's not natural to have a kid sitting there all day working on math for hours and all that stuff. That's preparing them to be a rat in the rat race. Kids are supposed to be able to be out there playing and learning in life, but no, they're in school
Exactly.
learning how to do calculus and a lot of stuff you learn in school you never
And
use it
stupid
in
shit.
daily life. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I never use any of this.
Yeah.
They
And the
need
way
to-
that they do math nowadays is crazy.
I could barely do
Second,
math back then, so I know I can't do what
I
they
mean,
do now.
same. Because when I look at it, I'm like, how are they
Mhm.
teaching this? This is like there's a different method to it.
Mm-mm.
And I was like,
one
I don't even know what
reason-
this is.
That's one reason I didn't have kids, because I was like, if I have kids, I'm gonna have to help them with their homework, and I'm not doing that.
Like,
No thanks.
no, thank
I'm
you.
good on the kids and their homework. But anyway,
Yeah.
after that fire, like 2 days after, my unemployment check
Uh-huh.
kicked in. And it was like
Nice.
2 months worth. So I had like a chunk of change. But my landlord people, they called me and they were like, look, when you get your money, keep it because you're going to need it to find a place to live. So I thought that was so sweet of them because they're going to be like,
That's
bitch, you still owe us money. But they
so
were like, no, keep it. And then
yeah.
they were like, do you need us to
That's
send you
sweet
some
of
money? They
them.
asked me if they wanted me to send. They were like, if you want, we'll send you some
Bless
money
them.
because they were really sweet. But I was like,
That's
no,
awesome.
that's
Do you still keep
okay.
in touch with them
I
or
don't because my life was like so upside down at the time that I
right.
just didn't have time to be like calling people to chit chat. It was a whirlwind. Like after my house burned
Those are your
down,
angels.
I had to figure out
Angels, I'm
like
telling
where
you.
to go, what to do. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know where I was going. I stayed at my sister's house for a while because like in New York, apartments are small. So as much as your family
Mm-hmm.
loves you, they don't really have room for you. So it was like cramped.
Right.
My mom's place was small. I was welcome with her, but I couldn't stay there. And then my sister, she had a bigger place than other people, but hers was small too. I couldn't fit
Right.
there. So I was like, I don't fit anywhere. What am I gonna do? So that's when I called Shanice and Flex. And I was like, yo, my house burned down. Can I stay with y'all for like a couple of weeks, to see if I could find a job out there and see if I can, because I always wanted to move to LA anyway, but there was always something holding me back, like whether it was a job or school or something. I couldn't move. But now I was like, I have
Mm-hmm.
nothing. And starting from scratch was scary, but I'm like, I have to start from scratch anyway. So let me see if I can do it in LA. So they were like, sure, come, stay with us for a couple of weeks. It ended up being 2 months. But when I went to stay there, they were just gearing up to do their reality show. So the producers and everybody was there setting up the cameras and the mic and buzzing around. So I was there in the midst of all of that. So when they met me, they were like, this girl's hilarious. We need to put her on the show. And it's so funny because I didn't want to be on there at first. 'Cause they were like, oh, they want you to be on the show. And I was like, I don't want to be on no reality show. You ain't gonna have me on TV looking crazy. Because all I remember is like people fighting and throwing drinks. And I was like, I ain't know,
Yeah.
y'all not about to put me on a reality show and have me looking crazy. And they
Mm-hmm.
were like, no, it's like a family show. We're not gonna have you looking crazy. And I was like, "Ugh, I think about it." They had to like really talk me into it. That's why I used to get so mad when like people on Twitter and stuff, once the show aired, they're like, oh, she's using Shanice and Flex to get on TV and all of that was
Really?
so
So you
far.
read
Yeah, they used to make us
the
live
comments
tweet
and
when
stuff.
the show came on. All the cast had to live tweet the show, so I would see like some of the people, and I was comic relief on the show, but I was also like an antagonist. So they had me on there just doing things to make people mad. So some people loved me and they thought I was hilarious, but then other people hated me and they were like, "You bum! You need to get a job and get out of Shanice's house." And you're using her to be on TV. And that was the farthest thing from the truth because I didn't even want to be on that show at first. They had to practically beg
Right.
me to be on there. I was like, mm-mm. So, and then I'm like, they're like, you need to get a job. I'm like, being on a reality show is a
What?
job. You think the cameras are going to
You're
follow
like, I
me
got a
to
job.
be in my cubicle? Like, you want me to go
Excuse
sit in the
you.
cubicle? Right. I'm like, this is a job, bitch. I used to cuss the people out. I used to be like, oh, y'all can kiss my black ass. And then the producers would be like, Brooklyn, you can't cuss out the fans. I'm like, man, fuck them fans. Like, I was
Yeah.
so mad. They were like, no, you can't cuss out the fans. Like,
Love it.
this is not what you do. That's not how you be a public figure. So then I was like, fine. So like whenever they would talk shit about me, I would just respond, thanks for watching. And then it's so funny. This is how I realized
Growth. That's growth.
but this is how I realized internet trolls just want attention. That's all they want. So like if you
Right.
really want to piss a troll off, really just ignore them. Because like when they started trolling me and I'll be like, hey, thanks for watching, they will respond like, oh my God, you responded to me. I can't believe you responded to me. You're
Yeah.
not so bad. I actually like you now. And I'm like, you just called me a bum and a bitch and told me to get a job. And just because I responded to you now, you want to be my friend. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, those trolls, they just want attention and they say things to get your attention and to get a response out of you. Because if you notice, like most public figures, if their fans are saying nice things to them, oh, I love you, I love your music, I love your comedy, I love your TV show, they don't really respond back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just absorb the love, but they don't say
There
anything
you
back.
yeah.
But if you say you ugly and you're bald-headed bitch, then they'll be like, oh, you want to talk shit about their response to that. You know what I'm saying? So now people are realizing like, hey,
true.
if I say something negative to them, maybe they'll say something to me. But if I say, hey, I love you and your beautiful eyes, they're not going to say anything back. But if you say, you ugly black-eyed pea, then you're like, oh, shit, then you'll get a response. So yeah, I
That's
noticed that
literally
about
my
trolls.
favorite. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Great. Anyway, so I have a question,
Yeah.
kind of looping back to what we talked about, just being able to laugh
Yeah.
and just have a voice right now, like everything that's happening. And actually, today's Mental Health Awareness Day. I want to point that out. So it's just everything that's kind of ties into what I'm doing here. How do you deal with everything that's going on right now? Or are you just kind of like,
I was starting to find myself getting overwhelmed and depressed by like everything that's going on and like getting a little
right?
scared or whatever. And I started focusing on me and what I can control. Like a lot of stuff that's going on in the world, you can't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, "Oh, this and that has happened. Stay woke." And I'm like, "Well, we're awake now. What are we supposed to do?" Like a lot of the stuff, then they're like, "You got to vote." And I'm like, "Well, I do vote. But what else can we do?" A lot of the
What
stuff
else can
that's
we do?
happening, there's really nothing I know how to do for it. So I started focusing on the things that I can control. So I'm like, what's going on in my life, in my immediate vicinity that I can control?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay,
Smart.
I need to lose weight. I'm gonna go to the gym. So I'll like start working out. I'm like, I need to fix my teeth. I fix my like I started working on me and myself and my what I can control. I can control what's going on with me and my body,
Mm-hmm.
my house. I'm like, oh my God, I need a car. I got a car. I need to clean up my room. Right now it's tore up. But like I just try to focus on me. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I still have goals and dreams and aspirations. And I don't know what's going on in the world, but I'm just gonna keep following those things as much as I can. So I started listening to like manifesting type of videos on YouTube. So I was listening to like
Love it.
the Napoleon Hill videos a lot. And like, I think his name is Neville Goddard. And there's one
I
other
love
one.
Neville.
Yeah. So I was listening to those.
Neville's.
And a lot of what they say is like, look, don't listen to the outside noise. There's nothing you can do about that's
Mm-hmm.
their business. Worry about your business. So like try to maintain a positive outlook. Try to do something every day to further your goal in life, your dream, whatever you want out of life, do something every day to further that and keep a positive attitude and just believe that everything's going to be okay in your life. Everything is working in your favor. You got this. You know what I'm saying? So I started like adopting that mentality and it helped a lot.
Love
Like
it.
it's so crazy. Like I was driving this old raggedy car. Her name was Cardi. I called my car Cardi. No shade to Cardi B. I freaking love her. But the reason I called my car Cardi was because my car was very cute. Cardi B is very cute. But
Yeah.
the car was kind of hood and very high maintenance. Cardi is cute, hood, but high maintenance. I was like, my car's name is
Love
Cardi.
it.
Named after Cardi B. But anyway,
Love
the
it.
car used to give me so much drama. Like am I the drama? Yes, you are, Cardi. The car gave me so much drama. I poured so much money into that car and it was like so stressful. And I just like really didn't know how or when I was gonna get another car. Like I was like, I need another car so bad. It's stressing me out. I don't know what to do. And one of the things was like the videos that I was listening to, they were like, look, it doesn't matter how. Like if you want something,
Yep.
focus on you're gonna get it. Focus on you have it now. Like act as if you have it. Don't worry about the how.
Yep.
Don't worry about the when. All of that will work itself out, right? So I started thinking along those lines. And then I have a friend, Erica, my friend Erica. I've known her since I was a teenager. She has a gift of foresight. Like you say, you have like a friend who's a psychic that talks. She has a gift of foresight. And I was talking to her because I was like really upset. And I was like,
Wow.
nothing's going well, blah, blah, blah. She's like, that's because you're saying nothing's going well. You need to start
Yep.
talking life into your life.
Life.
Speak life
Exactly.
into your
Our
situation.
words are so powerful.
Yeah, and she was like, if
Mm-hmm.
you keep going down the road that you're going down, it's gonna stay like that, and it's not gonna be good. So she
Right.
was like, girl, get your shit together today. Stop thinking like that. Think positively. Stop talking negative about anything. She was like, don't talk negative
Exactly.
about anything. Like the other day, she had said something about love or marriage or whatever, and I was like, marriage is not for me. And she was like, see, when you say stuff like that, you're speaking negativity. And she was like, maybe you
Mhm.
don't want to get married. You don't have to get married, but you don't have to say it's not for you because when you say marriage is not for me, you're just putting not for me out into the universe. So other things might not
Yep.
be for you.
Yep.
Stop saying
So
stuff
the
like that.
universe will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's not
It's
for
like
you.
it's like
Okay. You don't want
the universe
stuff.
answers.
So
Yeah.
she's like, you keep talking about what you don't want. Start talking about what you do want because all you're talking about is not everything is negative, so you're getting negativity out of it. So I like listened to her. I shifted my mind thought. I started listening to those videos. So I started thinking all positive stuff as much as I could. Because I can be a worrywart and I can have anxiety. So she was like, get rid of that anxiety. Fuck anxiety. You ain't got anxiety.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo. I am a
Oh, you're a Leo. Okay.
But I'm a Taurus moon. And believe it or not, I'm very much a Taurus.
I love Taurus.
Like people
you do give me Taurus vibes.
Do I? Yeah, because my friend Erica,
I could see that.
Yeah, my friend Erica is a Taurus, and she always tells me, "Are you sure you're not a Taurus?" Because everything about you is very Taurus. Like I'm not Leo. I mean, the only thing Leo about me is, I guess, that I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean? But even then, I don't like to be the center of attention unless it's on my terms. You know, like I don't want to be the center of attention all the time. I don't even have birthday parties because I don't like that much attention on me. Like everybody's here for me now. We're not doing that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm very much Taurus in every way for the most part. But yeah, I started thinking like positively. She was like, you got to journal. You got to write out what you want. You got to write out your life. You got to write out, you have to journal. So I started doing that.
Yep.
And then, you know what I did? So I wanted a Hyundai Santa Cruz, which is like it's like an SUV with a it has like a little pickup bed in the back. But
cute.
I was thinking, I don't know how I'm gonna get that. But then again, it's like the house. Stop thinking about that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop thinking about that. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna get a new car for my birthday. That was the goal. I know how, when. I didn't think about that. I said, I'm gonna get a new car for my birthday. So this was like months before my birthday. I wrote down, I'm gonna get a new car for my birthday. Then I said, you know what? I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna put it on my calendar. So my birthday is August 15th. I said, let me give myself an extra week. So I put August 21st. In August 21st, I put, go pick up your new Hyundai Santa Cruz. That's what I put in my calendar, right? But then I forgot that I put that on my calendar. So I just went along. I was just living my life, still, manifesting, journaling, thinking positively or whatever. August 20th, a week after my birthday, I got an alert on my calendar that said, go pick up your new Hyundai Santa Cruz. Girl, I was sitting in a new Hyundai when the alert came up. I was shook. Now, it wasn't a Santa Cruz, but it was a Hyundai. I got a Hyundai Kona.
That's okay.
But the reason that I got the Hyundai Kona is because...
That's powerful.
Yeah. When I was manifesting my car and everything, I was looking at like the alternatives, because I was like, well, if I can't get the Santa Cruz, see, there I go thinking negatively. If I can't get the Santa Cruz, I'll just get the Kona, right? I'll get a Hyundai Kona.
And you're settling,
So I believed more that the Kona was obtainable for me. And that's what I ended up getting, because that's what I believed that I could get. Now, if I believed that I could get the Hyundai Santa Cruz, I would have been sitting in the Hyundai Santa Cruz. But I was like, you know what? I might not be able to get the Santa Cruz yet, so I'll just get the Kona. I can get that. Girl, August 21st, I was sitting in my Hyundai Kona when an alert came up and said, go pick up your new Hyundai Santa Cruz. And I looked around, I was like, oh shit, I'm sitting in a brand new Hyundai. I had gone to pick it up the day before, August 20th.
Stop.
That's how close it was.
That's amazing.
So I was like, now I'm like, manifestation
You're powerful.
works.
You're a powerful manifester.
Yeah. I was like, now I know it works. I'm not going to worry or doubt again. Easier said than done. Sometimes doubt and worry creeps in, but I try to dismiss it. I'm like, look, every time I doubt myself, I go outside and look at my car like, bitch, where did you get this car from? How did you get it? Because like, I didn't even have any money when I got that car, or like a real job. Because, like when you're a comedian, you don't have a real job. You just have like hustles. You know what I mean? I have a lot of hustles. I get money from doing comedy. I get money from doing UGC. I get money from social media content. I get money like from so many different avenues, but I don't have like pay stubs, or like even my bank statement is all over the place, because some money comes to my Venmo, some comes to my actual bank account. I have like cash out, like some people pay me in cash. So my money's all over the place. But when I went to pick up my car, they didn't even ask me for proof of income, and I didn't have to pay a down payment. I just traded in my old car. Yeah, no down payment, no proof of income. All they did was check my credit, and my credit wasn't even that good. So I was like, it was a miracle. When I drove away from that place, I was like, this is a miracle, because how the hell did I get a new car with no money and no job?
I love that for you, though. That's so, I mean, that's an example of how powerful
I was like,
we can be.
Manifestation is real.
It really is. And I wish more people would like open their eyes to that.
So I'm like, look, if I can get a car with no money and no job, I can get anything. So yeah, I'm like, I'm about to go
That
like
part.
hard on my career. The TV shows I want to be on, they'll be easy to do. I can get on those TV shows. I can get on the Jimmy
There
Kimmel
you
show.
go.
I can get on
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Rookie. I can, whatever I want to do, I can do it. I can have my own TV show. You know what I mean? Like the sky's the limit. Not even the sky, like space. All of there's no limit.
All of
You
it.
can just do what you want to do. And that proved to me, like that one little car that's sitting outside my house right now is like my proof that I can do whatever I want to do. Because where the hell did I get that car from?
Wow.
Every time I get in, I'm like, how is this my car? Where did I even get this from? Like, how?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not worried about
That's
like the
amazing.
payments or whatever. Like, I'm making the payments because that was like one of the things I was scared of. Like, because my old car, I
Right.
didn't have any payments. I put that car cash off Craigslist. So I didn't have any payments. But, you know, it will
Right.
break down so much that may as well have been a payment. But I'm like, look, I'm not going to worry about the payments. The car's going to pay for itself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to get
There
me
you
to my
go.
gigs. It's going to get me where I need to go to
Exactly.
make the money. So I'm not even worried about anything. Girl,
That's awesome.
it's a real thing.
Thank you.
Manifesting.
No, that's great. I love that you share that because it just, I don't know, if more people thought that way,
Yeah.
if we just open our minds to that, to how powerful we actually really are. Like
Yeah.
I find myself telling people like, change the way you speak. Like coworkers are like, oh, this and that. And you know, it's just like, it's like, nah, like I don't even know how to, I don't like worry. I don't
Yeah.
like the word worry. I don't like the word hope. I know that
That's
sounds,
true. No,
because I feel like
I
it's
get
like,
it. It's acknowledging that you
right?
don't
Because it
have what you
feels
want.
exactly. So I've taken that out of my vocabulary.
I'm
Like,
still
and if
working
people
on
want to call me
changing the way I
the
speak, but
Lulu,
yeah, that's the way it's
yeah,
supposed to
because
be. You're supposed
our
to be delusional.
right, because
You,
delusion, like there's something to it, and
yeah,
people that are delusional get what they want, and they
yeah.
become these,
You
you know, like
become what you
look at
believe.
Lady Gaga. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
she's God-given talent, but I mean, she started out
There's a
and
lot of
she,
people with
you know,
God-given
she's like,
talent. They're not up there with Lady Gaga. There are
true,
people more talented than her. They're
exactly,
not up there, you know.
Egg,
But she did.
exactly, but they're still, yeah, but there was something about it that she's like, I'm gonna be famous, I'm gonna be famous, and that she just kept telling herself that,
And look at her. She's
Mhm.
huge. So I always like,
yeah,
I'm still a work in progress because I'm very new to like this positive thought process and manifesting. But just that little thing showed me that like it's real. And even
yes,
before that, before I got the car, I started seeing little hints. You know what I mean? Like little
ooh, the
hints.
messages,
Yeah. And I would write them down because I'm like, I know I'm gonna forget these things, and I need to remember that this stuff is like really happening. Like this the stupidest little thing. Like I was writing a pilot for a sitcom, and I had written something about Nas. It was a line about something about Nas or whatever. And then I went to
huh?
the supermarket with my mom, and this guy was outside selling t-shirts, and he had a Nas t-shirt. I'd never seen a Nas t-shirt in
Whoa,
my life. So I'm like, that was like a little wink from the universe, like, keep writing. Yeah. So I was getting like little things like that, but some of them were like bigger. So I'm like, these can't be coincidences because they're happening too frequently, and they're only happening since I
yeah,
started like my manifestation, positive thinking type thing. So I was like, it is working.
synchronicities,
Yes, very much so.
yes,
So it really works. And I'm like, try to
I
journal.
love
I
that,
don't journal every day all the time because I get so busy. But when I think about it, I
right,
jump on it. You know what I mean? I try not to let too much time go by because
right,
I got to stay on it. And then
scripting,
yeah, and then when I start to like get doubtful and anxious, I start listening to my videos again, like my Neville Goddard and
oh
Napoleon Hill.
yes,
I'm like,
yeah,
give me a refresh. I'll be in my car driving,
look into that.
listening to. Girl,
I'm
I'll
gonna write
send
that
you.
down.
Yeah, I'll send you some links to some of the ones
Napoleon,
that I listen to. They're so
yeah,
good.
because I listen to Neville. I do Louise Hayes,
I never listened to
Wayne
that.
Dyer.
And let me tell you this. So
Got
right
it.
after I talked to my friend Erica, and she was like yelling at me about the way I need to stop being negative and stuff, I had to take
Huh?
my car to be fixed. This was like months before I got the new car. This is like right when I was like all upset and in shambles. So I take my car to the mechanic. I give them like my last bit of money to get it fixed. And then they call me to come and pick it up. So the mechanic is probably like a mile and a half from my house. So I just walk to the mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way to the mechanic, you know how like outside in LA, sometimes like there's these little houses with books in them, like little free libraries? Yeah. So on my way to the mechanic, I stopped and I was like, oh, let me see what's in the free library. And I'm like looking through the free library, and I didn't even have to look
What did you
through it
find?
because like right in front. So I'm saying looking through, no, I opened it and right in the front was this book. Hold on, let me get it. The Power. It's a book about manifesting and thinking positively. Literally, it even says free library on it. So I started reading this book, and it was
Whoa.
literally what Erica was saying. Stop thinking negatively, speak positivity,
Mhm.
think positively. That's literally what this book is about. And I got it right after I spoke to Erica on my way to pick up my car from the
Wow. See
freaking,
that?
yeah. And I had stopped and I was like in awe of this book. But when I got to the mechanic, they were
Mhm.
closed. I couldn't even get my car because they closed. So I had to go. So it was meant for me.
But you got the book.
Yeah, it was meant for me to see this book. So I'm keeping this
Yeah.
book, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy another one and put it back in the library for
Yeah.
the next person because somebody else needs this book. So I'm gonna buy another one and put it in
Absolutely.
the library for the next person. But
That's a
this
good idea.
particular one, I'm
Yeah.
keeping with this little sticker on it because I want it to remind me of, you know, the way the universe works and puts
That's a beautiful
things
thing.
in
Yeah.
front of you. This book was in there specifically for me. It was sitting right on top.
Yes.
So yeah, somebody
Oof.
else needs this message. So I'm gonna get another one of these books and put it back in that library.
I love that. Like, see these stories that like, this is the language that I speak, you know,
Mhm.
like this is what I love hearing because it's just I love people. I love seeing people elevate. I love it when these great things happen because
Yeah.
listen, like there's enough for everybody. That's how I
Is.
see shit. Like
Yeah.
there's enough for all of us. We don't need to be in struggle. We don't need to
Mm-mm.
be
Competing with
worried and,
anyone.
compete.
What's for
Yeah,
them is theirs.
there's
What's for you is
enough.
yours. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I love that. So my next question,
Mhm.
I know we're getting to time here, but I wanted to quickly ask. I'm big on inner child work.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to ask you if you feel comfortable,
Mhm.
if there's any advice or anything you would ever tell your younger self. It could be your, little or teenage self, just the younger version of you. If there's any advice you'd give her.
I would probably give my younger self the advice that I got so late about thinking positively and believing
There it
what you
is.
want can happen. Like, stop worrying. Don't worry about anything. Just believe
Mm-hmm.
that everything is going your way and it will. Like, I wish I had followed that younger.
Yes.
Like, I wish I paid and stop worrying
They
about
should
what,
teach that in school.
yeah, stop worrying about
Yeah.
what other people think of you and being validated by
Mm-hmm.
other people. Fuck them people. They ain't shit. Like, most of the people that
Yep.
are like, you're trying to impress out here, they're like
Mm-hmm.
nobody. They're not paying your bills. They don't mean a damn thing. You need to impress yourself. You need to compete with yourself. You need to seek validation from yourself. Those other people
Yes.
don't mean anything. Oh, I wish, but like when I was younger, my
Exactly.
mom would tell me that stuff. But when you're young, you don't see it that way. Everything seems so
Right.
big and important when you're young. When you get older, you start thinking, that thing I was so worried about when I was younger was so stupid. Like, why did I care about that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I guess you got to grow into. But yeah, that's what I would tell her.
Yeah. Love it. I love it. And then my last question, since we're in October
Mhm.
and it's near Halloween, what's your favorite horror movie?
I actually
And
have on a
why?
horror shirt right now. Look, I have on the mugshots of
I love
all the
that. See?
monsters. My favorite, my favorite
I love it.
holiday is Halloween. Like, hands down, I love Halloween. I
Same.
love everything about
Yeah.
it. My favorite horror film is A Nightmare on Elm Street because I just
Oh, it's a
feel
good
like
one.
Freddy Krueger is, I mean, I wouldn't say the
And he's
realest.
kind of funny.
Freddy Krueger's hilarious. A Nightmare on Elm Street because Freddy Krueger, of all like the supernatural creatures
Uh-huh.
in movies, he is the most realistic in a sense that can really
Yes.
happen to you. Like, he is about dreaming. Anybody could dream about that. I have dreamt.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Freddy Krueger dreams and woke up
Oof.
terrified because I literally dreamt about him. And it was just like the movie. I was in school. I saw a lady in a body bag in the hallway. I was
No.
trying to go to the bathroom, and while I was in the bathroom, I heard his nails scraping across the
Yeah.
pipes, and he was chasing me through school with those long arms. Like, I must have just seen the movie because it was like clips from the movie in my dream,
No.
and I woke up terrified because I was like, "Holy shit,
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger's real!" Because I just dreamt about him, and that's what they do in the movie. They dream about him. The only thing that wasn't
Yeah.
the same was like I didn't pull his hat out of the dream with me, or But I was
Right.
like,
You
that
didn't
was the
bring anything
realest
back.
experience
Mm-hmm.
I've ever had with like a movie monster because I dreamt about Freddy
I gotta
Krueger.
watch that again.
And I've also
Yeah.
had Michael Myers dreams too. So second would be
No.
Michael. Yeah, I had The Michael
That's
Myers dream
terrifying.
scared me more than the Freddy Krueger one.
He's like the worst.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was in a parking structure. I don't even know why I was in a parking structure because I couldn't even drive yet. I didn't even have a car. But I was running from him through a parking structure, and he was following me in Michael Myers form, where he's chasing you, but he's not running. But for some reason, he's able to keep up
Right.
with you. He's walking
He
slow,
always catches
and
up.
you're running,
Uh-huh.
and he's like right there. And my heart was beating so hard that it woke me up. When I woke up, you know how, like, if you run like 5 blocks, how hard your heart beats when you're running? My heart was
Right.
beating like
Mhm.
that, and I was just sleeping. So it scared me because that's probably how people have heart attacks in their dreams. Because, like, if you're
Jesus,
running
that's
and you're terrified, my heart was beating so hard I could hear it. It was going boom, boom, boom. Like, when I woke up, it scared
whoa.
me. My heart was beating like bad. If I was an old lady, I might not have survived that dream. That's how hard my heart was beating. So
No, totally.
yeah, so the Michael
Those are good
Myers
ones though.
one,
Those
yeah.
are, and especially because you're dreaming about that. That's, I mean,
Yeah. And I got the
that's in the
opportunity
subconscious.
to work with Robert England, believe it or not, through
What? Okay,
your
can
friend,
you close out with that? Because I
Yeah.
want to know this story.
Rodney Eastman.
Yes, Rodney,
Yeah,
that's
Rodney,
our friend. Yeah.
your friend.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
yeah.
because for people who don't know, Rodney Eastman was in A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. He was a teenager.
Yes.
He was one of the Dream Warriors in the movie. I didn't even know this about
Mhm.
Rodney when I met him.
You didn't know
I
that?
didn't know who the hell he was. He was just a random dude. Like, I was talking to, I didn't know who Rodney
Yeah.
was because, like, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and I've seen Dream Warriors, but I don't remember. Like, I wasn't a diehard fan to the point where I knew all the actors' names. And I hadn't seen Dream Warriors in years because I hate to say it, but that wasn't one of my favorite ones. My favorite is the first one. So that one I watched
The
over
first
and
one.
over, but Dream Warriors I
Mhm.
only
Classic.
seen once or twice. So I don't remember all
Right.
the actors and all the people who were in it. And plus they were
Right.
teenagers. But even if they weren't, like, I didn't know who Rodney was. So when I met Rodney, I didn't even know he was an
Yeah.
actor. He was just a dude. I was friends with Rodney for months before I knew that about him.
Really?
I think I found out because someone recognized him and they came up to him and they were like, "Oh, you're Rodney Eastman. Can I get an autograph?" I'm like, "What the hell you want Rodney's autograph for?"
I have to send this to him when we're done. I mean, when I edit
I
this.
swear, man.
That's
Because I just knew him
awesome.
like as the homies. We used to hang out at the bar together or whatever. Like, you went to do
Yeah.
from the bars, autograph, but I didn't know. So then they were like, "Yeah, that's Rodney. Like, he's from Nightmare on Elm Street." I'm like, "Rodney, you were in Nightmare on Elm Street?" Like, I had no idea. So anyway, fast
Right.
forward. They were doing like some kind of charity event or something like that at Whiskey A Go Go. And they were
Okay.
doing a live table read of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warrior. So Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, and like a bunch of the cast
Mhm.
members were going to do the table read. Rodney was going to reprise his role. And then like the real director, like the whole cast of characters was there, right? But
Wow.
Lawrence Fishburne couldn't make it. And he was the nurse. So they needed somebody
That's
to play the
right.
nurse. So Rodney asked me, and he was like, "Yo, Brooklyn, do you want to do like a live reading of A Nightmare on Elm
What?
Street?" I was like, "Sure." He was like, "Yeah, because Robert Englund and Heather Langenkamp." I was like, "They're going to be there?" He's like, "Yeah, you want to play the role of the nurse?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fucking yes." They signed me
Whoa.
up to do it. I get there, so Whiskey A Go Go, like I had like a call time
Okay.
or whatever. I get there, they gave me the script like the night before, so I like read through it, looked at all my lines. I'm like, okay, whatever. So
Uh-huh.
then when I get there, they're like, "Okay, we need you to play the nurse, but somebody else is not coming either, so you got to play his role too." So I played 2 roles. I played the nurse and an orderly or something like that, right? So
What?
so I get there and
My mind is like
I'm like
exploding right now.
shook. I'm like, "What the hell?" As soon as the first person I see when I get there is Heather Langenkamp. She's like directing, telling people what to do or whatever. She's like, "Hey, I'm Heather," like introducing me. I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you." I'm playing it cool. But in my mind, I'm like, "That's Nancy." But I'm like,
Yeah.
playing it cool. Like, I'm on the same show as her. So let me be important like her. So I go in there
There you
and they're
go.
like, "Come on upstairs. We're going to show you to the area." So they show me to this area. They sit me down. Robert Englund is right there. Like, they sit me at this table. The table next to me, Robert Englund is there. And he's signing autographs on the script because all the people who paid to do this thing, they get an autographed copy of the Nightmare on Elm Street script. And the whole cast autographs it. So he's signing autographs, right? They sit a stack of scripts in front of me. And they're like, "Here, you have to autograph these." I'm like, "Y'all want my autograph?" They're like everybody, they're like everybody who is a part of this table read autographs the
Yeah.
script. So I'm like, holy shit. So now I'm sitting next to Robert England signing autographs. He's signing autographs. I'm signing autographs on the same fucking thing. I'm like, bitch, I'm famous. I'm like, so important. Then Rodney comes in. He gives me a hug. He sits next to me. He's signing autographs. I'm like, bitch, I have made it. I'm signing autographs with Rodney Smith and Robert
Look at
England.
that.
So we sign the autographs or whatever. We have to do a prayer. You know how like before you perform, everybody does like a little prayer or whatever? Girl,
Yeah.
we all the cast get in a circle. We hold hands.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, we're going to do a Nightmare on Elm Street prayer. Everybody ready? 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Girl, we're in a circle and it's kind of dark in there because it's a bar. We're in a circle holding hands.
And the whiskey's haunted.
Yes. Is it? Oh my God. We're in there holding hands, singing 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. And I'm like, should I be scared or should I be excited? Like, it's because I was like, I'm literally in the room in the dark with literal Freddy Krueger. Like, Freddy Krueger is right, like, if I reach out, I could touch him. And we're singing 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you in the room with him. I'm like, I'm scared and excited at the same time. It was so crazy. And it's so funny because they were like,
the emotions.
Yeah, they're like, you're not allowed to film it here. But somebody filmed that moment with us all singing and they sent it to me. So I have it. I never posted it because I knew we weren't allowed to do it. But I'm so glad I have it because nobody will believe that I was in the room singing 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you with Freddy Krueger. And he's like the nicest freaking person. So after we did it, right? After we did the table read, it went really well. Like I knocked that shit out of the park. After it was over, Robert England came up to me and he was like, girl, you are an amazing co-reader. He was like, you did such an excellent job. Like he hyped me up so crazy. Wow. Then and then afterwards, like fans came back and we like took group pictures and stuff. And maybe like an hour later, he comes up to me again and he's just like, I just want to say to you again that you were excellent. Like you're really good. I'm like, oh my God, Bob England thinks I'm good. It was like such an epic day.
You might be in the next movie with him. You don't know.
I would love that. But he made me feel so good because it really was a cold read because like I had just gotten the script. I didn't really get time to read it. You know what I'm saying? We had to do it live and you don't get any do-overs. You know how they like, cut, let's do that again. No, it was a live table read. So I had to do it and that was it. So I was like, oh God, I can't fuck this up.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had like literal.
I love that
story. Yeah, I had a literal scene with Nancy because the scene where Lawrence Fishburne scene where he's the nurse, he's talking to Nancy. So I'm like talking to Nancy in my scene. It was amazing. I loved it.
That is amazing. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. That's like a total like. You have pictures?
Yeah, I'll send you pictures if you want to like post them.
I could post.
Yeah, if you want to post it wherever, I'll send you pictures. I got receipts, y'all, so you can't be like, oh, she lying. She didn't do no damn table read with Robert English. Sit your ass down.
Receipts. I love it. No, yeah, I would love to. Yeah, whenever you have time, I can pop that in. Oh my God.
Let me tell you one more thing. I was so excited that day. I came home on a freaking high. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to post this moment on Instagram and show all my friends that I worked with Robert England and Heather Langenkamp. Yeah. So I put pictures and I was like, today was amazing. I did this, and that with Robert England. And I was like on such an adrenaline high, I crashed. So I posted it and I passed out. I woke up like 4 hours later. I was like, oh, let me check my Instagram and see what all my friends said about my amazing moment. And girl, don't you know I got kicked off Instagram? My whole account got deactivated.
Because of that?
I had like maybe like 3 or 4 days before that. I should have just minded my business. But somebody was cyberbullying a friend of mine and she had no backbone and she wasn't like sticking up for herself. So I jumped in it. And I started roasting the shit out of this person, like to the point where they probably wanted to jump off of a bridge. And I think they reported what I said. I mean, they were saying mean stuff to me too, but I'm a comedian, so I was winning the battle. And I think they kicked me off Instagram for the mean things that I said to her. So I was kicked. My little moment got kiboshed because of
Well, we're going to reprise this. We're going to bring it back. We're going to resurrect that.
Yeah, but that was so crazy
for Halloween time,
right?
I love that.
I need to repost that, but I'll send you the pictures.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thank you.
It just flows easily with you. I knew this was going to be fun. So let's close this out. And Brooklyn, do you want to go ahead and let us know where people can find you? Any tours coming up? Any comedy tours? Where can people catch you at?
I'm on social media a lot right now. I had my first viral video the other day. I'm doing celebrity gender
Love
swaps
it.
where I'm turning female celebrities into males and male celebrities into females and then roasting them as what they look like. And for some reason, these videos are doing well. So they're like getting like 1 million views and stuff on TikTok. So I'm on TikTok as It's Brooklyn Jones. I'm on Instagram as It's Brooklyn Jones. So follow me on there. Don't have any tours coming up right now. Hopefully soon. I've been very busy. Believe it or not, I'm in mechanic school right now, learning how to fix cars. So it's been consuming a lot of my time.
What don't you do? What can't you do?
I don't know.
Manifester, mechanic, rapper.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I haven't done a lot of comedy shows lately because I've just been kind of swamped learning how to fix cars. But I will have comedy shows coming up soon. If you follow my Instagram and my TikTok, especially my Instagram, I always post my shows. So if you ever want to come see me live, please do. And
yes, absolutely. All righty. Thank you so much, Brooklyn. And thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you later.
Thanks. Bye.